Good morning, crystal meditators. So here we are on a very gloomy Saturday. So working through the chakra meditations with the crystals. Today we're going to look at the throat chakra. Blue calcite, a beautiful stone, one of my all-time favourites, the most calming, soothing stone. So the throat chakra is all about, out in the ether, your dreams and how we speak truthfully, whether we speak our truth or whether we speak our conditioned truth that we are expected to speak. And like the heart chakra, this is a really big energy center to deal with. Anything out in the ether that we haven't brought out into our reality. And this can be through your lifetime, many dreams. I know I've had many dreams that perhaps that I wanted as a child or as a teenager, I don't necessarily want as an adult. So these dreams can obviously change. They don't have to be formulated into your reality. However, when we're not speaking our own truth, when we're not speaking from our heart, when the ego mind dictates how we react, how we speak, how we honour our own self, and if you're honouring somebody else's truth, this doesn't sit well with you. And often we get, the words get stuck in our throat. We often can't articulate clearly or truthfully what we want to say. And when you start to listen, this is really connected to the hearing as well, the throat chakra. Well, if you discern what other people are saying to you as well, and this is so vital in our climate at the moment, where we've got so many untruths, where people are protecting their structures, their conditioning, because people don't like change. People don't like to feel liberated. We are a bit sheep-like, and so when we come into our truth and our authenticity, it can be a bit scary, because we have been governed so strictly and tightly for so many centuries by patriarchal society. Now this is governed by the inner father. So the inner father who provides for you honestly, and so gives you that structure and support in your own world. And so when this is not moulded on truth, when it's moulded on the should do's, the ego have to's, it doesn't resonate. We get very stuck, and we have so many problems in our society to do with this whole region of the throat and heart, the ether and the air element, where we can't breathe life into something, where we can't reach into the ether the things that we want to access. And so it's our mature centre too. So when we mature into ourself, when we become mature enough to provide for ourselves, to be honest with ourselves, to speak up for ourselves. And often we don't speak up for ourselves. We're very good at speaking up for others and speaking up for other systems, but we're not very good about speaking up for our own needs, our own wants. And being honest doesn't have to be spiteful and unkind, and we have to be mindful that the words that we do speak when we become honest don't offend or hurt others. And so this is really driven from the heart. So when we open the heart first and then we come up into the throat chakra, then those dreams can manifest in a truthful way. We don't have to be manipulative in the way that we action something. We don't have to be untruthful to get what we want. And obviously this is a large area in our society, so this one might ring true for some of you. The blue calcite is quite a pale stone, but it's quite, because it's out in the ether, you know, it's a very light energy. It's a little bit angelic too. Love it. It's such a soothing stone. It can bring a lot of peace and calm. So when we make peace with ourselves as well, when we become at peace, and we don't have to action other people's opinions and thoughts. Opinions obviously are ego driven, and we all have opinions. There's nothing wrong with an opinion, but it doesn't make somebody else's opinion wrong. So this is very much when we come into truth that we don't have to listen to what is right and wrong from other people's opinions and truths. And just because somebody else has another truth doesn't make your truth incorrect either. So it's owning your truth, making it yours and making it believable for yourself. You don't have to make somebody else believe it. So if you want to believe your own dreams and your own truth, it's down to you, not other people. It's nice to have a affirmation. It's nice to have people believe in you, but you need to believe in yourself. And when you believe in yourself, your own dreams will manifest too. So this is a big one for us all. So the father figure too. So if you think about your own physical father figure in your life, how does he present himself? So let's take a minute and come into our inner world and take a minute with the calcite, the blue calcite. Now we can hold it in our receptive hand, our receiving in hand, so it's when we receive information in, or you can just invoke the energy of blue calcite. You don't have to own any of these stones. We can access the energy which is in the ether for anything we want. So if you don't worry, if you don't actually physically own it, there's a little bit of sparkle there. There are inclusions in these as well, they're pretty. So asking to connect to the energy on the blue calcite stone, holding it in your hand, in both hands, holding it into your throat, especially if you're lying down. So if you're doing a lying down meditation, it's really nice to place it onto it's just at the collarbones, so where we've got this little dip. And this is where the energy of the throat chakra is. The sigh is always good. Getting any burdening off the chest, off the shoulders. This will manifest a lot of stuff when we feel burdened in the shoulders, when we're holding on to something that isn't ours, when we're trying to manifest a dream that isn't ours, and we're holding other people's dreams. We're trying to support and hold them up. So you're weighted into your shoulders. You're trying to hold up something that isn't yours, that's too heavy. So let's just take some breath, tip of the nose, all the way down. Obviously we'll bypass the throat, but we want the breath to be a bit deep and down into the belly, into the chest area, so that we open up the heart. All these energy centres, so they all work together. So we want them to be active together so that they work in symphony. So they work all together in unity. So you're unified. And just feel that breath coming up and down. It's quite interesting. I'm doing figure 8. So I'm feeling this energy in an infinity, never-ending cycle of breath. And just feel this energy now working up and down. This is in the yoga, the Ida and Pingala, it kind of figure 8s up and down the spine. And this is accessed through the tip of the nose. And so this breath, it doesn't just go up and down, it's not linear, the energy, it just moves around. So just feel this energy as you want to feel it. Again, there's no right or wrong. So if you want to feel these spirals of energy with your breath moving up and down, I can just feel this really circulating in a never-ending ebb and flow, in and out. And just allow that breath to find its own journey, like a river. It doesn't just go in a straight line. It finds, if there's a block, it finds another route. And this is the same of your own energy, it's the same of your own dreams, it's the same of your own truth and honesty. We will come across blocks that have been conditioned in our own mind, in our own actions. And so when we come across these blocks, we need to meander into another path, another way. There's always another way. So don't feel stuck, especially at this time where a lot of action can't be done. We feel very inactive, but it's a really good time to come into your own energy, into how you're feeling. So just let this breath meander, let this energy meander where it needs to go, where it's free flowing. It doesn't feel stuck and heavy and stagnant. And just set an intention if you want to access your truth, to access your own dreams. Sometimes they're so far in the ethers we don't really know what our dreams are. We don't know what we want to manifest in our real world. And that's when the action tends to be following the crowd, when we just do what is expected of us. So just allowing this breath to free up, to set your intention to free up. It's a bit of a liberating stone and energy in the throat. When we liberate ourselves, we become free. And just accessing this inner aspect of yourself, I'd like you to invoke in your inner Father. So the energies work in 7 years. So the heart was 21 to 28, so 28 to 35. So this is when we really start to mature into adulthood, and we really start to become whole in ourselves, what we really want with our life. And just invoking your inner Father and how you provide for yourself. So your father figure you might see as an older aspect of yourself. Even if you're female, we still have a male and a female within ourselves. This is a yang energy, it's a male energy. And so you might see this as an image of your own physical father, if he played an important part in your life, or if he was quite an absent role in your life. Now, just because somebody's absent doesn't mean they haven't been an important aspect of your life. So sometimes the provider has to work externally so hard that they become very absent in the heart of the family. So I'd like you just to sit with your inner Father. And we can ask the calcite, we can invoke any angels and guides in to be with us also. But just take a moment with your inner Father and how you perceive this provision, how you perceive your own provision for yourself, how you action in the external world, your dreams and desires, how you speak and hear your own truth, your honesty, your authenticity. And sometimes we have been spun a bit of a yarn. We're told things that aren't necessarily true, sometimes to protect us. And protection isn't helpful. Protection just shields you from finding your truth, from finding other people's truth. And sometimes we don't want to hear that truth. So how does your father figure present himself to you? In the ages of 28 to 35. If you have physically lived that period, that era, with a bit of mindful hindsight, how did that work out for you? Did you provide for yourself? How were the provisions of your life manifesting? Were they your dreams? Did you take into action the dreams that you've had, maybe from childhood, maybe from teens? Did you manifest those in your real life? Because it's never too late. If you had a burning desire or dream that you wanted when you were younger, and if that still resonates and you haven't actioned it, is it plausible in your life today? Is it something that you feel you could live out? And be honest with yourself. Sometimes the dreams are pie in the sky, they're not going to manifest, and that's fine. We can have these dreams where we go into our dreamscape, where we can just be in this altered universe where we don't have to be facing reality. If there's a dream that you know can be your reality, that you can live and breathe life into, that you can action and feel a provision from, look at how you can perhaps manifest this. Is this your will, that you want your dream to manifest? And being honest with yourself. Do you trust yourself to manifest this dream? Do you believe in yourself to manifest your dreams? And not thinking, obviously seeing the big picture, but not thinking, overthinking how we can action it. If we have a dream and we start to believe in it, we start to honestly think we can do it, that's setting the foundation, it's rooting your dream. But honesty with yourself. Don't try and run before you can walk. Some people have such big dreams that they actually want to do too much too quickly. But the foundation is so important. We start small and we grow and we make it bigger. So if your dream is massive, if it's big, scale it back. How is it doable at each moment? But believe in yourself. Allow yourself to dream, and where those dreams can come forward into reality. How can that father figure provide an action this dream? You might get inspiration, ideas coming in. Jot them down, write them down, make a mental note. Just allow whatever comes forward. Trust it, believe it, allow it. Your honesty and truth to come forward. And so allowing those dreams to be real. Being honest with yourself. Just noticing for yourself, are you or have you been living another person's dream, their expectation of you, and what you followed in somebody else's footsteps? That doesn't make it wrong, but is that your dream? Is that the reality you want? And sometimes we need to step into somebody else's shoes for us to grow in confidence, for us to then access what we want. And so looking at your truth, how do we voice our truth? Do you find you can speak your truth? Can you hear your truth? Can you discern whether what you recite and what you speak is another's truth, or is it yours? Did you trust your own father figure? Do you trust your own inner father to speak up for you? And we have to be mindful when we speak our truth that we aren't using hurtful words from the ego mind, that our words don't dismiss other people's words, that we don't hurt other people when we speak our truth. Allowing yourself to speak up for yourself. So if you don't feel heard, if you don't feel you have a voice in your own community, in your own family unit, believe that you are important, that your voice can be heard, but most importantly, you need to hear your own voice first. So what is it that your own inner father would say to you, would voice to you to give you advice and wisdom? What would he say to you in any given situation? And thinking about whether that's a condition or whether it comes from your heart. Trusting and believing in your own wisdom, in your own truth. But first you must listen. Listen to what goes on inside your own self. And discern whether that's an ego will, a conditioned will, and whether it's your true divine self speaking. Sometimes it's a soft whisper. If we feel that we haven't been given that figurehead to trust and believe ourselves, it's sometimes very quiet. So take the time to listen. What would your father figure say in wisdom to you about a situation, about a feeling, about an action that you want, about your dreams? Do you trust and believe in yourself? Can you liberate yourself to put it into action, to believe in yourself, to know that you are capable of doing whatever you want to do? And so taking away the burden of other people's dreams and desires. We don't need to hold up other people, even if they're very close and dear to us. We all have an inner father figure to provide for ourselves, to give us honest wisdom, to speak up for us, to hear us. And a lot of people find writing a journal. When we write a journal, those innermost feelings, thoughts, dreams and desires can be accessed. Not everybody likes to write one, but I would highly recommend writing a journal, writing down those innermost thoughts and feelings, reactions, how we speak up for ourselves, how we hear ourselves, how we dream for ourselves, and then how we live those dreams, thoughts, actions and speeches. And it is all work in progress. There's no one-time fix. We peel back these layers, these superficial layers, so that we access it deeper and deeper each time. And the first thing is sitting with yourself, listening to yourself, hearing yourself, and then speaking up for yourself. Not in an aggressive, defensive way, but in an honest, truthful, heartfelt way. Providing for yourself, providing what your needs and wants are, your desires and your dreams. And take as long as you need to sit with your calcite. It will open up and access your dreams and desires, your truth and your honesty. Be like a breath of fresh air in those lovely sunny cloudy days. Big white fluffy clouds that drift across the sky. And just spend as long as you need to, or take little pocket moments. Journal when you need to. Write down those thoughts, those creative thoughts and inspirations, those dreams and desires, those honesties and truths. Hear yourself. When you hear yourself, you'll be able to action and speak up for yourself. And if you're ready to come out, if you've had enough of yourself for one day, and listen to yourself enough for one day, start to find your breath again. Notice where you are sitting or lying. If you've gone into a natural slumber, if it's night time, just let yourself stay with yourself in your dreams. Access those dreams. And just start to bring yourself, if it's during the day, just bring yourself back. Using your breath, using your awareness into your physical body. Feeling the stone again in your heart and or on your body. It's placed on your body. Just feel it there. The warmth of the stone, they warm up beautifully. And just breathe out anything that's come to the surface that doesn't belong to you. Anything clearing the throat. Anything that doesn't belong to your truth and honesty, that doesn't belong to your divine self. Just breathe it out. Let it go. Let the conditioning go. Let the heaviness, the burdening. Let other people's problems go. You can't solve them. You can support, but you can't solve these people's problems. You can't action them for them. Support is very important. And just letting go of anything that no longer serves you. Bringing yourself back when you feel ready. Allowing yourself time. See, I've got a little blue stone on as well, a little blue jade. Allow yourself time. Notice the colours you wear, the colours that you want to connect to, connecting to different aspects of your life. And just let that inner Father speak up for you today. In a kind way, a supportive way, in a providing way. And I wish you well on your day. Let that inner Father be heard. Let him speak up for you. And just take the energy of the blue calcite into your day today, or through to your night. And it clear any dishonesty, any untruths that you might have been conditioned to believe into. And let that just bring forth a bit of liberation and a bit of truth and honesty for you. Blessings on your day. Enjoy whatever your day brings to you. Many thanks. Bye for now.